There have been several reports of strange sounds coming from abandoned buildings in the city. People are saying there's monsters inside. You work for a company that collects scraps from these buildings. The goal is simple: go in, find anything of value, and get out. Use your van to transport the scrap back to the company and get paid. Buy new gear and do it all over again. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining me for another playthrough of a one-page RPG from the gem. It will be Scrapteam Murderhouse by HalfDrankOJ, aka Vic or Victor, who is also behind the mobile game Monsters from the Outer Planes. I put the link to this game, the Scrapteam Murderhouse, below in the description so you can check, and you will find two versions of the game. One is which was originally uploaded to the gem, and the second one is an updated version, but the only difference is in the illustrations. You can see these monsters here, and these were only black and white outline illustrations for the original upload. The second version is word by word totally the same, only the illustrations become these beautiful, colorful monsters. This is a dungeon crawler. As you heard in the intro, we have a team of characters, scrappers, and they are using their van, go to an abandoned building, explore it, find some loot. Of course, there will be some encounters in the building. There is a reason why we have monster illustrations. And after this exploration, they go back using their van to the headquarters of the company, sell the loot, and they can spend their money. And there's an kind of an ultimate goal of the game that if they collect $3,000, I mean by character, they can retire. So this is the main goal or the longer term goal of the game, kind of an achievement. And the author says that it can be played with a GM and with more players, but it is also okay for solo play. There's a note for solo play. If you play this game alone or with only one player and one game master, you are encouraged to have multiple player characters at once. To make things easier, you can have one or two characters wait in the van while you control one character in the building. If they die, take control of another character and keep playing. So that's why I made 3 characters, and they cannot move to the building parallel, but 2 will wait, and if something happens with the one in the building, the others can continue the same game. The important thing is that if we decide that, okay, we want to go back to the headquarters, then we cannot go back to the same house and continue the journey, or we can go back to the same house, but it is resetted. So we have to go for another new run anyway. So that is the importance of having 3 characters, because if I have only just, for example, Ryan, then if he dies, the game ends, and that was all. But with these characters, Jenna or Liam, we can jump in the place of Ryan and we can continue the exploration and finding loot. The character creation is very simple. We have 3 hit points. You can see it under their names, and everybody starts with $100. So the ultimate $3,000 goal is a little bit further, but at least we have something to start with. And we can have 4 things in our backpack, 4 loots or 4 items, and +1 in our hands, which can be one-handed or two-handed. So basically an extra slot for anything. And this is it. We don't have classes, we don't have skills, so I could do 3 Ryans or 3 Jennas or 3 Liams. There are no difference between the characters, and the pictures was made by AI, of course, as usual. So that's how I built up my team, but in the main game we will use 1 character at once. How the game goes. We have days, and a day have 4 phases, and as you can see, here is this little pawn, and I will move this through the 4 phases. I copied the rules here when we have to move to the next phase, and you can guess that in the dusk and in the night we can have scarier things to meet with. So that's how the time goes in the game, and we will use 2d6s and a deck of cards, which you can see on the right side of the game mat, and I will put it bigger when we start playing, because this will be our map. What else do we have? We have tables. We have more tables than this, but for example, we have a building table, which is needed only the start of the game to see which type of abandoned building we are visiting today. So I didn't copy all the tables here, but what we have here is the room content table, the loot table, and we have an oracle, a chance table. We'll see if we use it or not. And there are descriptions for all the different monsters. Actually, we have 6 monsters in the game, but only 4 illustrations. So we have 6 different descriptions for monsters and 4 descriptions of the 4 traps we can find in the game. That's what other information we have. And now this is time to play. First of all, we have to flip a card and use the building table to see what type of building is the abandoned one we are visiting today. So, from now on, this will be our main page, and let's see the first card. This is a 7, meaning the building is a school. An abandoned school. Okay. And now we have to put at least 20 cards as the layout or the map of the school. So that's what I will do. Here we have the layout of this school, of this building. But before going to the journey, we may need some items, some things, because we have $100 at the beginning, and we don't really have rules for fights. So we have information about monsters doing 1 or more damage, and we have information about how to play distracted monsters. But the main rule is that we can use 2d6s for anything, and the target is 7. That's all what we have for rules for fight the monsters. We'll see how this will work. But what I saw is there are some interesting items we can buy at the beginning. We have 4 tables for items, and there is the S tier, $1,200 each items on that table. We have a $500 table, we have a $200 table, so these are the ones we cannot use at the beginning, definitely. But there is a C tier table where all the items are $50 each. So as you can see, the beginning $100 is enough for 2 items each, and there are some weapons and there are some items which can be used for distracting monsters. What to choose? I see that the baseball bat is instantly something we need. Maybe we will need more, because remember, 1 character is in the building at a time, so it doesn't really matter if Liam has a baseball bat while Ryan is in the building. Now we are ready. So Ryan will have a baseball bat dealing 1 damage, but it is breaking when you roll an 11 or a 12 when attacking. We'll see how this goes. And as a practical guy, he will bring a flashlight. He can see in the dark while holding it. Jenna will have another baseball bat, because I cannot live without something which makes damage. And as distraction, she will have a toy rabbit, distract certain enemies while on the ground. And Liam is not the guy of muscles, and I imagine he is going with something different, not a baseball bat. So he will have a bag of marbles, which he can use once. Player characters and monsters that walk over the marbles have a chance to slip and fall. Have a chance, so this will be a roll. And the other thing I've chosen for Liam is a nice hat. As you can see, it is not a hat, but he has something on his head, which can be interesting for monsters. So these are the things they can use, and I think this is time to start playing. Yes, this is the setup, and let's see what is in the first room. So this is the map, and Ryan is the one moving to the building, to this abandoned school at first. Where is the entrance? Let's say this is where we arrive, and we have a king, and here we have the table. If we pull a king, there are landmines. Okay. So instantly landmines trap at the door of an abandoned school. Okay. Landmine says moving quickly near mines or picking up loot nearby requires rolling 2d6. If you fail, a mine explodes, killing the player instantly. Okay. This clears, deactivates all other mines in the room. Yeah, of course. Mines can be detonated from afar by throwing big loot on it, destroying the looting process. Okay, we don't have any loot to activate the mines with. With each room we have a loot table, and when you flip a card from the room table, check the suit to see if there's loot inside, and it says there is no loot. Oh! No loot, the first room, actually the first job and the first room of the first job, so we can imagine Ryan being careful. So he opens the door really carefully and he sees that this is an entrance of the school, so a big hole, nothing's in there except the landmines, no loot, and he just want to be really carefully go over this entrance room, this hole. Moving quickly near mines or picking up loot nearby requires rolling 2d6. We will move, but we are not moving quickly. We are moving really carefully through this hole. So I would say that the target is always 7, but we can have advantage. So I would say with 2d6, we can add +2. I think it's fair, because of being prepared, not looking for loot, just going through the room carefully, taking care about not stepping on a mine. So I have 2d6 here next to the layouts, so 1 and 2, it is 4. +2 is 6. Oh, if you fail, a mine explodes, killing the player instantly. Okay, okay. Now I understand why we needed this note about solo playing with more characters. We don't have luck or skills or anything to save Ryan. He just stepped to a landmine and the mine explodes, killing the player instantly. That's all. Okay. Jenna and Liam, sitting in the van in front of the building, just said goodbye to Ryan, and they see that this was the last goodbye, as they see this is the entrance room, so I imagine they can see the explosion, not just hear it. And now they are looking at each other, who will be the next one after this unfortunate event in their very first job and the very first room to move to the building. Okay, Jenna I will go in this order as you can see there here. First of all, each time a player dies, the time is moving. So we started the game in the morning, and now as Ryan died, we moved to noon phase. Jenna can move through the room easily. We don't want to talk about what she can see in there, and let's move to the next room. This is the entrance, so we can move, for example, right. Okay, let's see what is in there. Water. It is a trap again. Moving quickly near the water or moving near it while holding big loot requires rolling 2d6. If you fail, you slip and fall. Monsters are unaffected. Okay, we don't have loot, and let's imagine this is a restroom and there is a flood, and we have to move through it to the next room. Moving quickly near the water. I don't want to move quickly. I see there is water, it is dangerous, so I would go with the +2 again. Sorry, Jenna and Liam also spent their money, so they have $0. And let's see Jenna's roll with +2. 6. Okay, it is unsuccessful, but at least she's not dead. If you fail, you slip and fall. I imagine losing 1 hit point because of the falling. We could lose some loot, but we don't have any. Okay, so let's move to the next room, which will be a 6, and it is empty. It is empty. At dusk or night there would be a monster, but it is empty now. Let's see what is here. Number 4. It is empty. Oh, I didn't check for loot. Was it Oh, actually no loot yet. This will be the first room with loot, and we have a medium loot here and nothing else. So loot number 1 is a medium loot. To the backpack, and let's move to the... Oh, before we move to the next room, time is passing. Oh, we are arriving the dusk phase, which is more dangerous, but we can move to the next room. Let's move this way. Oh, I think it is a trap. Yes, this is a large pit. Okay, large pit says moving quickly near the pit or moving near it while holding big loot requires rolling 2d6. If you fail, you fall into the pit, dying instantly. All items you carried are lost. Okay, we are carrying only a medium loot. We don't have big loot, so that's not a risk. I still want to roll. Maybe there are items which are more useful than this plush bunny. But anyway, we don't have anything to help us moving through the large pits. So Jenna carefully moving around this large pit. Let's see. Okay, these dice are not really good. You fall into the pit dying instantly. Okay. Maybe it's just the bad luck, because all of my rolls were failures. Okay. Liam is sitting there, and another hero died, so we have to move this little pawn to the night phase. And as Jenna didn't return, Liam thinks, okay, let's check on her, or let's move and try to find some loot. He enters this same entrance room. He doesn't know where Jenna headed, so he chooses a different path. And let's move this way this time. Oh, okay, it is a 9. No loot, I see already. And 9 is a clutch fiend. A clutch fiend is giant severed hand with a mouth on its palm. Okay, this is one of the creatures where we don't have an illustration for. So the clutch fiend has 2 hit points, and it can crawl on walls. It can be easily distracted and can open doors easily. Okay, we can imagine doors between the rooms, but can be distracted easily. And with the nice hat, you can choose to gain 2 bonuses on a roll. If you pass, the hat fades away, can only wear 1 at a time. Okay, let's say that Liam wants to distract this clutch fiend and run out of this room. He drops the hat, and as the clutch fiend is it can be easily distracted. I say it is a +2, but also for the hat we have 2 bonuses on a roll, which is again +2. So we can roll with a +4, and I hope this will be enough. So the hat is gone, and let's roll. 7 + 4. Okay, 7 is our target originally, so with all these advantages, it is finally a successful roll. So we passed this monster, and Liam successfully moved to the next room, which is... Oh, there will be loot, but at first, water trap. Okay, this is the slippery floor, so he's not holding a big loot. He can just move carefully through this slippery floor, through this water. Let's roll with a +2 advantage, because nothing else is here. 8, okay. +2 is 10, so it is enough. And now we can have a loot. Ooh, it will be a big loot with the heart. You can only carry 4 items or loot at once. Big loot needs to be held with 2 hands, but doesn't count against the items you can carry. Okay, so we can have 1 big loot in our hand. Actually, with this loot, we have $200, which is double the original amount. And now I'm thinking that, why should I explore more rooms? Liam is the only character alive. He can return to the van, he can drive back and sell this big loot for $200. and with this he can even buy 4 basic items or 1 from the next table where $200 is each item. Okay, most of the parties already died, so I think this will be a test game. And let's move with Liam to the next room, and this will be the 3rd room. So every 3rd room that is entered for the first time times the number of players, the time is moving. We are moving to morning, and which is the 8th. Gobbler appears at dusk or night. Okay, so there is no monsters here, there is no loot too, but at least we are not in danger, and we can move to the next room. Yes. Okay, so a new 3 of rooms starting. Let's go round. No loot again. And 7 says it's a grappler. Slithering purple octopus creature. So this one here always has a lair full of water in a giant pit. Drags players around the building while squeezing them. Can open doors easily. Blah. Okay, I don't like this monster. It has 3 hit points. How can we handle? Oh, and I guess it has 8 legs, so the marbles are not so effective. With -2, I would say. 9 minus 2 is 7. Oh, it worked! Finally! Okay, I start to roll much better rolls than in the beginning. Still no loot, but let's imagine that this strange creature, this grappler, is just falling again and again as it wants to move through the marbles, and it just jumps back to its, lair full of water in a giant pit. Okay, let's say we are over this encounter, and we have no items, only the big loot carried in our hands. Let's move to the next room. Still no loot. So many rooms without any. Okay, number 3 is empty, at least. Nothing happens here. And we can move to the 3rd room, which means another day, so noon again. There will be loot, but there is water. Oh, there is water again, it's a trap. And this time we have a big loot in our hands. Moving near it while holding big loot requires rolling 2d6. If you fail, you slip and fall. Monsters are unaffected. Okay, so it is without any modification, a 2d6. 3. If you fail, you slip and fall. And that was what happened with Jenna too, and I said that it is for 1 hit point. Okay, let's do the same thing. And we still have the big loot. Let's move to the next room. Let's start to go back towards the entrance. 4. Empty, okay, and we can have a loot. I didn't note the loot from the previous room. So there was a medium loot and this time a small loot. So a medium loot and a small loot. Okay, this is the first room after changing to noon. So the second. Number 2, empty, okay, and we have loot, a medium loot. Ooh. Okay, this is a game of luck again. As every game where we can have dice rolls. Okay, and we have still 1 slot free, so the 3rd room, and as we are moving to the 3rd room in a row, we are moving to dusk, but it is just a 2, meaning it is empty and no loot, and we can move back to the entrance and out of the building. So I would say Liam is surviving this adventure, and we can say goodbye to Jenna and Ryan, and Liam is the only one returning with a lot of loot. A small loot worth $50, so we have 1 times $50. Medium loot is worth $100, so we have 250. And we have a big loot, which is worth 200, so we have $450. Great, so this is how the game works as... okay, I would think about it as this is a dungeon crawler, and in dungeon crawlers there's always a chance for dying if you are not able to return in time. So, as you can see, we have 6 rooms undiscovered, but I'm totally okay with it as we collected $450. And especially if I have cards with more loot, after 3, 4, or at max, if yes, we have 5 slots, we can have a full pack after 5 lucky flipping of cards. So after these, it doesn't make any sense to continue the journey. And yes, with the timing, if we are in the morning or the noon phase, we have just better chances not to meet with monsters. So I think that's the best tactic for the game, as far as I know after playing only one game, that we go in, and until it is safe, we can go deeper. Maybe we are not stepping on a mine as Ryan did at the first room with the first roll. So we have basically 6 hours or 6 rooms before the situation changes to a more dangerous environment. And of course, yes, we can go in 6 room deep, because as we track back, we cannot meet any monsters because we don't have to do anything in the already visited rooms. So now I've chosen to explore more rooms on the way out, but it makes much more sense to just go deep at max 6 rooms and then come back with all the loot, or without any loot, but at least we have a chance to survive. Okay, let's try another game. So here we have the updated Liam, and I've spent 2 times $200 for buying things from the B tier table. So now we have a ghost outfit, which gives bonus when trying to sneak past monsters while worn. And we have these rocket boots, which is good when we find large pits, because we can glide over large pits. So at least one trap is solvable now. And it has 1 use, and it can be refueled in the van. So these are the new items of Liam, and I refreshed Jenna and Ryan too, and I realized in the rules, but I just missed it the previous game, that all the tools and items are in the same slots with loot. So, for example, I gave the bat plus the flashlight to the hands of Ryan, and if he will find a big loot, which can be carried in the hands, we will need 2 slots for the bat plus the flashlight in our backpack. And that's how I made with Jenna, that her hand is for the bat and the toy rabbit is in her backpack or in her pack. So we have to count not just the loots in our backpack, but all the items. This makes sense that it needs some space. Okay, so Jenna and Ryan are just refreshed characters, because now we have a protagonist, Liam, and we'll see how this goes. I've already prepared the game mat, and now you can see a different layout. It is 7x3, so 21 rooms, but the rules say that you can imagine it different ways. Like, for example, these can be 2 floors. Like, I can say that first floor is 4x4, and then I go up to another floor, which is 3x3. So it is all up to you how to prepare the map and how to build the building. So now we need another building where we can go for some treasure hunting. So I have to pull a card. This is a 9. Okay. 9's building is factory. Oh, it is a factory. Okay, it will be a 1 floor, huge, this warehouse kind of factory. Okay. And now it is time to start playing again. So the van arrives, and let's see what we find in the first room. And let's assume that this is the entrance of the building. So it's a long building, and now I try to play in a way that I want to survive. And of course Liam is the one exploring this building at the moment. So it is morning, here we are, and the third room says it is empty, and we have a small loot here. Okay, so we just entered this abandoned factory, and we just checked our surroundings. Nothing special, no monsters yet, but we found some valuable things. Okay, we have a small loot. Let's move to the next room. 3 again, so empty. We are going deeper in this warehouse, and we find a bigger loot, a medium loot. So now we have 2 things to sell later. Okay, so far so good. And this will be the third room. Every third room that is entered for the first time times the number of players. So we are going just straight deeper in this warehouse, and now I move to noon. 7 will be, it will be a monster, a grappler, and we can have a small loot if we can go through this grappler. Okay, this was the grappler. And always has a lair full of water in a giant pit, drags players around the building while squeezing them, can open doors easily. As it is a factory, I don't think there are too much doors, maybe the office doors and the main door. Now we have to survive this. We have this ghost outfit, and it gives us +1 bonus when trying to sneak past monsters, so 7 or higher is our target, but we can get +1. Let's roll. 6 + 1, 7. Exactly. So this outfit is the thing saved Liam at this moment. So now Liam could sneak past monsters while wearing this ghost outfit. Okay, and in the meantime we grab a small loot. And now we have some loot. We could move away, but it's still noon. It's not so dangerous. Let's move to the 4th room. 5. Oh, it is a tar demon without loot. The tar demon is an oily black crawling torso with large claws. This will be the tar demon. Okay, what does it do? Shoots black tar that briefly slows down players. Slowed down by direct light. We don't have the flashlight. It is with Ryan. Okay. Attacks deal 2 damage at night. We are not at night. The ghost outfit is still on us, so Liam can try to sneak again with +1. Let's roll. 7 + 1, 8. Great. Okay, so we moved away from this tar demon, and we can go to the next room. Yeah, let's see. 5 again. Oh, another demon. Maybe it's crawling after us, after Liam, and this time we can have a small loot at least. Okay, let's do it the same way. We are just a ghost moving. Ouch. The tar demon, let's say this is the same tar demon moving after us, and now it sees clearly that Liam is not a ghost. It was a trick, and shoots black tar that briefly slows down players. Okay, I want to move away. The rocket boots is the other solution we can have, used to instantly dodge an attack. So Liam activates the rockets on his boots and fly out of the building. I already have 3 loots, 2 small one and a medium one, which is not a huge amount of money, but we are not covered with this ghost outfit anymore, and we have the tar demon, and in the next room the place would become much dangerous. So yeah, Liam activates the boots and flies out. And it says that it's okay for dodge an attack. So I don't think there is a huge fuel tank in this rocket boots, but it is enough maybe for 2 or 3 rooms, and Liam can run away from the building through the entrance. Ryan and Jenna, seeing Liam arriving back with 3 loots. Now this is the question, if any of the other characters want to move in and continue the game while we are arriving to evening. I just want to try this. Ryan says that, oh, okay, you little guy, you made some loot. I see it is easy. If you could do it, I can do it too. I will go in. Okay, Ryan chooses to go to another entrance and start the exploration. And this will be the 3rd room, so anyway, the time will move. Now we are arrived to the evening phase, and let's say that Ryan is moving from the back right door. A king. What is a king? Landmines! Ryan with landmines again. Okay, we can have a big loot, a huge loot if we survive this. Let's just check. Landmines, moving quickly near mines or picking up loot nearby requires rolling 2d6. Okay, and it is an instant kill if it's a fail. So let's say that Ryan sees this big loot and he is like, okay, I was in war, I already saw some landmines, I can avoid these, and he goes for the big loot. I don't want to go with a richer backstory, so I just roll for the target 7 without any modifier. 4. Okay, Ryan steps to a landmine and immediately explodes. This is not the game of Ryan. 2 runs and no Ryans after the 2 runs. Jenna, hearing this explosion, immediately wants to help Ryan, so she is the one jumping out of the van, running to the building, moving through this entrance, the same entrance where the king was. Oh, of course, if one landmine is exploded, it started a chain of explosions, and now the room is clear. Of course, the loot is exploded too. So she's moving to the next area and meeting a grappler. Okay, we can have some loot, a medium loot actually, if the grappler is done. Let's see what is a grappler. Slithering plopper. Oh, there's octopus again. Jenna has now a toy rabbit and a bat. So the toy rabbit can be good for distracting enemies. And the baseball bat deals 1 damage, and I'm not sure if I want to fight this monster. And this monster has 3 hit points, which is the same as Jenna, so the odds are around the same. Let's use the toy rabbit. This is a 1-use item because we have to put it to the ground to distract the monster. So now we have the 4th loot slot again, and we don't have this huge bunny anymore. Let's say Jenna puts this toy rabbit to the ground and slowly starts moving back, and back in this case means towards the next area. And let's roll with a huger advantage, so with +2 because of the bunny. Oh, it's still not enough. Okay, now the grappler is seeing that this bunny is just a silly toy and goes for Jenna. And Jenna is holding the bat, so when the grappler starts arriving nearby Jenna, she hits. Hopefully. 8, okay, now it was a successful attack, so the grappler's hit points are now only 2. Here is the grappler's life, or hit points, and now we are in a combat. It's an octopus, and it has the ability to drag players around the building while squeezing them. So it is going for Jenna's legs to grab, and let's see if Jenna is able to avoid this attack. we have nothing to modify. 7, okay, it's enough. So Jenna jumped away from the grappler's attack, and now he is in a good situation to attack again. 2 plus 5, yes, exactly 7 again. Okay, it is enough for another hit point. So Jenna sees that this octopus creature is starting to moving stranger, as some of the octopus legs are not working very well after the hit. Okay, now the creature, the grappler, tries to grab Jenna again. Let's try to avoid it. Ouch! Critical failure, if there is critical failure in this game. So now the grappler is able to grab Jenna's legs. Jenna is now on the ground, and the grappler starts to move to its water pit. What was it? Yes, full of water in a giant pit. That's where he lives. So it starts moving towards the large pit full of water with Jenna, and now Jenna has a disadvantage in attacking, I believe, so let's go with a -1. It is a failure, so the grappler can move away from where they started the fight, and pulling Jenna. Let's take another roll. Now we are around the edge of the large watery pit, and it is kind of the grappler's turn, so it is moving towards the water, and now it is the last chance for Jenna to avoid falling to this water. 7, yes. Oh no, disadvantage because she's on the floor, and I said we will go with -1. Now it's not enough. Okay, Jenna falls to the water where the grappler has full advantage. It is its natural habitat, and despite it is hardly damaged, and Jenna is full of the hit points. In the water, it is clear that the grappler can kill Jenna. So that was the second game. Now I feel that I feel the game, but I just don't know what to do with situations like Ryan had 2 times with the landmines. I think when we start this game, maybe it can be built to a campaign, because now I can go with Liam again. Actually, the others didn't do anything in each of the games, so I can imagine just go along with Liam. And as we can sell our loot, we can buy more and more and more things, and we can be stronger and stronger, and with the time it will be easier to avoid enemies, avoid traps, finding new loot, and finally, step by step, we can go for the ultimate goal, the $3,000 needed for retirement. And of course, we can try the different layouts of the buildings, and there are some other building types, and I guess that these can also give some more flavor to the game. For example, we can be in a hotel where there are many small rooms, and now we were in a factory, which is much more like just areas. Or we can go to a zoo or aquarium, which is, again, an interesting thing that maybe we cannot just find creatures there, but some regular animals, and it can also affect the game. It is all up to the player how to narrate the events. Okay, so that was the scrapteam murder house, and I really like how it goes, despite we lost Ryan in the first room in both of the games. I think I will play it again and again, and maybe physically with these cards. All in all, I like this game, and it is a classical dungeon crawler with some easy rules, but in a totally different environment, and I like how the author gave us these creatures. Maybe there will be a newer version with the two other creatures which we can't see now. We can just imagine the clutch fiend and the leech bearer, but we have descriptions for those two. I hope you enjoyed it too, and it is a great example that there can be dungeon crawler type or dungeon crawler mechanic games in a very different environments. Sometimes I just think that, it's another dungeon crawler, go with a warrior or sorcerer or something like a fantasy character, and it is a fantasy environment. But no, it can be in any environment, just with the same mechanics. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to try the game, I put the link below as always. Enjoy your game time. See you next time. Bye!